Welcome students in the organic chemistry online lecture series. Today in this video we are going to study about this point, that is pyranose form of the D-ribose. In previous few videos we have seen about the pyranose forms of D-glucose and also the furanose form of D-glucose. Here we have to see about the D-ribose. We have to see the pyranose form of the D-ribose. Now by watching the previous videos you have understood about what is meant by pyranose form and what is meant by furanose form. So once again to refresh, I will explain that pyranose form means a 6-member oxide ring. 6-membered oxide ring is known as pyranose form. Now here we have to draw the pyranose form of this D-ribose. So first of all we must know the structure of D-ribose. So I will write here the Fischer formula for the D-ribose. So HC double bond O. We know that D-ribose came in the class of aldopentoses. Aldopentoses. That means a D-ribose contain a 5 carbon atoms. So this is the first carbon. Okay. And suppose this is the last carbon, CH2OH. So in between there are 3 carbon atoms. So I will draw here 3 horizontal lines. Okay. And all hydroxy group are on this right hand side and all hydrogens are on this left hand side. So this is the structure of D-ribose. So it is very simple to remember or to memorize the structure of D-ribose. Just remember it is a aldopentose. So this is carbon number 1, which is aldehyde group, and this is carbon number 5. So this is 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so 5 carbon atoms are there. Now to form a 6-membered oxide ring, that is pyranose form of D-ribose, what we have to do, we have to attack this hydroxy group which is of this 5th carbon. We have to attack this hydroxy group to the carbonyl carbon in this way. Okay, so this bond will shift over here. So in this way we can draw the pyranose form of this D-ribose. Now as I said earlier, this carbon becomes an anomeric carbon now, and depending upon the position of the OH, resulting OH, the anomers are denoted as alpha anomer and beta anomer. So if the hydroxy group is on right hand side like this HCOH, then the anomer is known as alpha anomer. So I will write the structure. All other carbons are as it is. Okay, so this 3 hydroxy group I will write as it is. 3 hydrogens I will write as it is. Okay, and this carbon which is having 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, and then in this way I can draw its ring form. Okay, so this is anomeric carbon, as I said earlier, anomeric carbon. Okay, anomeric carbon is like a stereogenic center which is attached to the 4 different groups. Okay, and as this hydroxyl group is on right hand side, it is known as alpha D ribopyranose. Now this is a 6-membered ring structure of this D-ribose. That's why it is known as alpha D ribopyranose. So it is very simple to remember. Once again I will explain how to obtain this alpha D ribopyranose. Just you have to attack the hydroxy group oxygen of 5th carbon onto the carbonyl carbon of this D-ribose to form this ring structure, that is alpha D ribopyranose. Why it is alpha? Because the hydroxy group is on right hand side on this anomeric carbon, so it is known as alpha D ribopyranose. Similarly we can draw its beta form. Just you have to write down the hydroxy group on this side, that is left hand side. Rest of the molecule will be as it is. Okay, Rest of the molecule will be as it is. So H. Okay, and the 3 carbons will be as it is: OH, 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 H, H, and H. So this is anomeric carbon, and now this OH group, hydroxy group, is on left hand side. So the name of this is beta D ribopyranose. Okay, so in this way, from the Fischer projection, from the Fischer formula of this D-ribose, we can draw the alpha D-ribopyranose and beta D-ribopyranose forms. Okay, once again I have drawn here the ring structure of this alpha D-ribopyranose and beta D-ribopyranose. So this is anomeric carbon, as I said earlier. If the OH group is on right hand side, then it is alpha anomer. If the OH group is on left hand side, then it is the beta anomer. But by observing this structure doesn't look proper. This bond between this carbon and oxygen looks strained. Here also the bond between carbon and oxygen, this carbon and this oxygen looks strained. So the structure doesn't look properly or doesn't look good. So that's why we know that these ring structures are well represented in the Haworth form. Okay, Haworth form. So first of all, I will write these two pyranose form in the Haworth form. So what you have to do, you have to draw a 6-membered ring first. Okay, so it is very easy to draw the 6-member ring like this. Okay, you can draw the 6-membered ring. Okay, so for this beta D pyranose also I will draw the 6-membered ring. Okay, now we will write just bonds. I will draw here the bonds in this way. So in this way we can draw the bonds in both the structures here also. Now, as we have seen in the previous videos how to draw the Haworth form from this Fischer form, there is one rule. The groups which are on this right hand side, you have to draw them below the plane. So I will draw from here. Suppose this is the anomeric carbon, so this OH group is on right hand side, so I can draw it on down the plane. Similarly, other groups I can draw below the plane in this way, and this will be the CH2 group. Now similarly, the groups which are on left hand side, we have to draw them above the plane. So I will draw all the hydrogens above the plane. Okay, so in this way we can draw the Haworth form of this alpha D ribopyranose. Similarly, we can draw the beta D ribopyranose. Just there is a difference between the position of hydroxy group of this anomeric carbon. Here the OH group is above the plane because this hydroxy group is on left hand side. All other groups are on the same position as that of alpha form. Okay, so in this way I can draw the beta D ribopyranose structure. So this is the beta D ribopyranose. Now this Haworth form looks proper than this Fischer form. Also the alpha D ribopyranose and beta D ribopyranose can be drawn in the chair form. Okay, so chair form also represents a good stability of this structure. So I will draw now the chair forms of this alpha D ribopyranose and beta D ribopyranose. So what we have to do first, we have to draw a chairs first, chair formula first. Okay, in this way. So this is suppose for alpha form, then we'll draw the second chair form for beta form. So in this way, now in chair form all bonds are either axial or equatorial. Say for example, this is the anomeric carbon. Suppose this is first carbon is anomeric carbon. Suppose this is axial bond, this will be equatorial bond. Then this is axial bond, this will be equatorial bond. This is axial bond, this will be equatorial bond. This will be axial bond, this will be equatorial bond. Similarly, this will be equatorial, this will be axial bond, and here there will be oxygen. Okay, as you see here. Similarly, we can draw here oxygen, okay, and equatorial and axial bond. Axial, equatorial, again axial, equatorial, axial, equatorial, axial, equatorial, equatorial, and axial. Now you just have to observe the alpha D ribopyranose form, because this structure we are going to draw for alpha D ribopyranose. So the groups which are below the plane, you have to draw them below the plane in chair form also, and the groups which are above the plane, you have to draw them above the plane in chair form also. Suppose this is the structure for alpha D ribopyranose. Okay, so now you observe this alpha D ribopyranose form. This is the anomeric carbon. Okay, so here hydroxy group will be down, right, and hydrogen will be above. Again hydroxy group will be down, hydrogen will be above. Again hydroxy group will be down, hydrogen will be above. Okay, again hydroxy group will be down, hydrogen will be above, and then these are the two hydrogens lastly. So this is the alpha D ribopyranose form. Now we'll draw for beta D ribopyranose form. Okay, so this is anomeric carbon. Now here OH group is above the plane. As you see from this Haber structure, OH is above, hydrogen is below. Again you see this second carbon, here OH is down the plane and hydrogen is above the plane. Now you see this third carbon, here OH is down the plane, H is above the plane. Now you see this fourth carbon, here OH is down the plane and hydrogen is above the plane. And now you see this fifth carbon, here one hydrogen is above the plane, one hydrogen is below the plane, and this is the oxygen of this epoxide ring. So in this way we can draw the alpha D ribopyranose and beta D ribopyranose form in the chair form from the this Haworth form. So from the Fischer projection formula of D ribose, we can draw the oxide structures, ring structures of this D ribose in a very proper way. And this Haworth form and chair forms are relatively more stable as compared to the Fischer form of this D ribose. So in nature, these D ribose will be found in this alpha D ribopyranose and beta D ribopyranose form, preferentially in Haworth form and in chair form. Now if you see the stability of this alpha D ribopyranose and beta D ribopyranose, see the chair form, we know that in chair form the bulkier group should be on equatorial position to impart the stability. Okay, so you will observe here that here OH group is on equatorial position, this is also on equatorial position, this is also on equatorial position. So three OH groups are on equatorial position in this beta ribopyranose form, and in this alpha D ribopyranose form only two OH groups are on equatorial position. So we can say that this beta D ribopyranose form is more stable as compared to this alpha D ribopyranose form. So this is what all about this ring structure or pyranose form of this D ribose in Fischer projection formula, as well as in Haworth formula, as well as in chair form. So this is all about the ring structure pyranose form of D ribose. So in next video we will meet its furanose form. So we'll stop here today. Have a nice day. Thank you.